Welcome to the D- Diaries, episode 36. When Security Spies on Liberty, Inside the New Digital Surveillance Ecosystem by Jim Jones. We hope you enjoy this podcast while you drive, ride, roam, or drone. In my town, little black poles with cameras are popping up called flock cameras. There are hundreds of them here, and it is making concerned conversations. People who are concerned point to these devices as a line in the sand for our privacy. Behind every surveillance camera lens is a government that is no longer hiding the fact that they are collecting data on all of us, in plain sight right on the road, sticking out like a lemonade stand. A few signals behind that lens are an entire system of other devices, software, AI, private companies acting as intelligence agencies, and a host of other entities collaborating on an evolving picture of you. They're no longer hiding behind the Patriot Act classified capabilities or waiting on a warrant. They're saying, "We are the government and private companies, and we are here to protect you. Please deposit your tax dollars, privacy, and freedoms here." Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase her a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Benjamin Franklin, 1755. What we're watching now isn't just surveillance, it's the revelation of a full-blown digital ecosystem where government, corporations, and our own devices quietly collaborate on our pattern of life. It is amazing how our founding fathers had the wisdom that not only worked in the moment, but was a warning that is almost prophecy. In Franklin's day, security and privacy worked hand in hand. They often had private conversations in a room, a horse carriage, or a walk in the woods. In America, power comes in many forms. At the root of power is knowledge. Knowledge comes from reliable information, and together they create leverage, which is used for either good or evil. Generation Jones is those born between 1954 and 1965. We didn't fit in with the baby boomers, and definitely not Gen X. We watched the tech world go from analog to the digital age. We watched mom cook a nice meal every night that was later replaced by something called TV dinners. We remember what life was like before the personal computer, internet, cell phones, and social media. We were also one of the last generations to know what privacy really was. At the beginning of the internet age, it was really just a connection over phone lines. In the early 90s, America Online, AOL, came along and opened the door for information exchange, instant message, and the famous "you've got mail" announcement when you got an email, which was usually from a real human. In the early 2000s, MySpace, Facebook, YouTube, and others hit our screens and allowed people to share their lives with friends, families, and complete strangers. Companies learned to collect data, and they soon figured out that data is better than gold. Today, our email folders are full of spam mail. We no longer long to get in front of computer. Our cell phones and smartwatches are now an extension of our body, soul, and spirit. There are two sides to the phone, the part that faces us and the backside of the screen, which feeds the digital ecosystem and in turn feeds machines one byte at a time. Safety and liberty should be counterparts to one another, equal but opposites and the yin and yang of a free society. For Generation Jones, we have now watched the analog age go by, and the digital age has evolved into a new era of intrusive surveillance. In 2019, a small company called Flock hit large cities, providing automated license plate information to law enforcement. Today, thousands of communities and companies are growing little black poles along roadways and parking lots with a camera, solar panel, and cell phone on top of it. They no longer see a license plate. It is using technology that looks at the whole vehicle. Think of it like facial recognition for a vehicle. It sees the license plate, the make, color, model of the car, window stickers, and even damage to it. It not only identifies a vehicle, but it can see inside. Currently, Flock says it does not perform facial recognition, but it still takes a picture. Once something is in digital form, technically it could be put into another program to conduct facial recognition. Flock records millions of data points a second across the country. It knows if you passed a camera at the county line and entered the city limits. It knows if you drove to Main Street. It knows if you went to a political event. Given enough data points, it can figure out where you live and who your neighbors are. Some cities have these cameras on walking trails with microphones listening to you and your friend take a walk in the park. Many shopping areas knows when you enter and leave their parking lot. This is more than one data point. It collects all of the data and can predict where you are going. If you have a warrant or are a suspect in a crime, the police can track and find you at their convenience. Let's say you have a warrant a few miles away in the next state over. The warrant is from 2 years ago and you forgot all about it. On a Sunday afternoon, you decide to go visit a friend there. 10 minutes after passing the state line, out of nowhere, 3 police cars have you pulled over and you're in handcuffs. The flock system alerted the dispatch that you were heading their way after passing 10 cameras heading towards the state line. Once you crossed the line, that state's flock notified law enforcement you were 10 minutes out, giving them plenty of time to set the trap. It is reported that flock's agreements with cities and states are license-based. In the IT world, they have software as a service, SaaS. Flock is more like surveillance as a service, SaaS. According to Flock's transparency website, our town of 75,000 people has 286 license plate readers, LPR, and other devices. The site reports that for this town it stores data for 30 days. Depending on laws and policies, law enforcement primarily uses Flock to locate stolen vehicles, identify vehicles associated with wanted suspects, respond to amber and silver alerts, investigate violent crimes, solve hit-and-run crashes, and identify vehicles connected to burglaries or other criminal activity. Investigators can search by license plate number or by vehicle characteristics such as make, model, color, roof racks, decals, or other distinguishing features. The system records the date, time, location, direction of travel, and an image of the vehicle, creating a searchable record of where that vehicle has been observed. Depending on how an agency has configured its system and what state databases it is connected to, officers may also receive alerts for vehicles with expired registrations, stolen license plates, or other law enforcement notifications. Flock is now in the sky. Last month, it was reported that Mount Juliet, Tennessee, was deploying Flock drones for first responders. The drones are located around town. An operator can launch one or many drones within minutes of a 911 call. This gives a first responder a first-hand look before arriving to a scene. It can help police get a bird's-eye view of traffic and large gatherings. It can also help locate fleeing suspects, search for missing people, document accidents, and help identify hazards before officers arrive. If a suspect was caught running behind a building and gets into a blue Honda, if that car has passed by a Flock camera in the last 30 days, chances are it probably will not take long before they are caught. Here comes Leonardo's signal trace. FYI, you have to enter your information to get their technical specification sheet. Per Signal Trace, it is an advanced signal intelligence system that enhances traditional advanced license plate reader, ALPR, capabilities by detecting and correlating nearby electronic devices with vehicles of interest. Signal Trace can be deployed just about anywhere: large crowds, airports, train stations, or on the side of the road. It records your smartphone, smartwatch, earpods, vehicle hotspot, your car's tire pressure monitor, TPM, security or safety sensors, Wi-Fi, possibly medical devices, and even your pet's microchip. It appears that anything that transmits a signal with enough power to reach the signal trace receiver, regardless of the device is captured. Signal Trace does not identify the device. It is identifying the combination of the signals and knows if they move together. Unlike Flock identifying your vehicle, over time, Signal Trace builds an electronic fingerprint. New cars are now coming with driver monitoring systems, DMS, especially those equipped with advanced driver assistance, ADAS, or hands-free driving systems. Many vehicles with DMS have inward-facing cameras. The manufacturers say it is a safety improvement feature by monitoring whether the driver is paying attention. They can detect if your eyes are on or off the road, head position, eyelid closure, if the driver is distracted, if the driver is present when using the hands-free mode, and in some cases detect if the driver has been drinking or is fatigued. Remember the Special Forces soldier Matthew Allen Livelsberger who drove up to the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas on January 1, 2025, and killed himself, detonating an explosion in his Tesla Cybertruck. Tesla provided investigators information on his route, stops, video camera footage of him outside the vehicle, and video of him inside the car before and during the explosion. Is this data collection good or bad? Like most technology, the answer probably depends on who is using it and why. Not too far in the future, if we're not already there, law enforcement may know where a convicted felon lives, where a registered sex offender is located, or whether a known violent offender has arrived at a political event or large public gathering. Those same tools may also help locate a missing child, stop a dangerous fugitive, or prevent another violent crime. However, the amount of information being collected is staggering. No wonder we need more data centers. What we should be asking is whether there is a line between our liberty and safety. I often say that Osama bin Laden won. Since the 9/11 attacks, we have been on the attack. I am not debating the merits of the many wars since. Within weeks of the attack, Congress passed the USA Patriot Act. I understood it at the time, and I think most of the people were willing to give up some freedoms for the immediate security. This act allowed law enforcement and government agencies to share information and open the door for broader intelligence to stop terrorists before they can strike again. The Patriot Act expired on June 1, 2015. On June 2, Congress passed the USA Freedom Act, which repackaged parts of the Patriot Act and is still law today. The extent of those authorities was classified, and probably still are, until 10 years later when a national security agency, NSA contractor named Edward Snowden, released thousands of documents without permission. Snowden was charged with various crimes under the Espionage Act of 1917. His disclosure revealed surveillance techniques and tactics that were unknown to most Americans, especially when America realized how much data was being collected by the government. This sparked outcry by privacy advocates and others about privacy, government authority, national security, and the meaning of the Fourth Amendment in the digital age. Today, we have become numb to the idea that we are being watched, our data is being collected, and privacy is a thing of the past, and we are willing to invite it into our lives in the name of security and convenience. Nancy Guthrie was abducted on February 1, 2026 at her home. A few days after the abduction, the authorities released a video of her abductor at her front door from her Google Nest door camera, but how? She did not have an active subscription with Google for that service. Theoretically, Google could see her attacker, but Ms. Guthrie could not. Just because a service looks off on your end doesn't mean it isn't quietly recording on theirs. Data is no respecter of persons. When my iPhone is on its charger in the nightstand mode, it looks off, but if I am sleeping, when I open my eyes, the screen lights up to show me the time. My Alexa says it does not listen but is monitoring for the magic wake word, Alexa. My TV is used to send information back on what I watch, and Lord knows social media knows what is going on because an ad pops up soon after a search when I enter something about a location or product. It is no longer just what is collected, it is more about who controls the collection parameters. We own the data and actions on one side of a device. On the other side, whoever is collecting the data determines how our data is being used. Is it private companies, the local or state government, the federal government, the intelligence community, a criminal organization, hackers, or maybe foreign governments? Surveillance used to be a private investigator across the street with a camera. Today it is cameras in the store, outside the store, at the ATM, a cell phone, a watch, a car, a home voice-assisted device, smart TVs, and maybe hearing aids are all data points collecting your digital DNA. The problem with these technologies is that they are all one type of data point, but the government can take those data points and combine the information for a scary, holistic pattern of life. What is crazy to me is that we have all of this information out there, but yet we can't tell when we are near a stupid person so we can get out of their way. It is reported that Flock subscriptions are for 3 to 5 years. Each camera is about $1,000, but that is part of the subscription service. The important thing is to make sure your city or state is being transparent about what they are collecting, how long they are holding the data for, who uses the data, and what are the results. Flock is providing auditing tools. In the past year, Georgia fired 20 law enforcement officers for misuse of Flock data. Here is an example of what devices a typical city may have. Gunshot detection systems provide sound. Pan Tilt Zoom, PTZ, provides video. Thermal cameras, superhuman night vision. License plate readers, LPR, identify vehicles. Signal trace, detects electronic devices. Computer-aided dispatch, CAD, dispatches and tracks first responses for police, medical, or fire. Drones, eyes in the sky, and AI that correlates all of it together. Put together, that's not a set of gadgets, it's a local intelligence capability built around and on your daily movements and signals. It is hard to tell how much money a city or county is paying for intelligence services. The city or county may be paying for one company, and the state may be paying for another. By incorporating various services, a city or county can create their own digital intelligence ecosystem. One of the missing technologies is Palantir or similar software. These capabilities are used by government agencies and private organizations to run a wide spectrum of data from intelligence to financial records or a pattern of life on someone. It collects data from the various data points and crunches advanced analytics and algorithms to provide high-level data, and is the key that shifts data from surveillance to information integration, which provides the knowledge that produces power to the owner over the people. So people want to know what they can do. To be honest, it's tough to put the genie back in the bottle, but someone is paying the bills, and that is you and me. You should find out what % of actual crimes these technologies are solving. Are these systems speeding up incident response times, providing evidence for convictions, or preventing crime? Have the crime rates dropped after the technologies were installed? Determine if your liberty is worth the price of security. If you are unhappy with all of this, you can contact your congressional representatives and senators, then your state and local representatives. You may ask how this helps. Politicians do not like people burning up their phones because that is less time they can spend fundraising or hanging out telling people how great they are. The one thing you do not want to do, and that is to try to destroy these devices. For a camera that says it does not do facial recognition, it is a camera, and they seem to always find a photograph of someone taking one down. If you want to know more about Flock, check out these websites: dflock.org, which will show you exactly where the cameras are, and Eyes on Flock. Benjamin Franklin put it bluntly, essential liberty is not something you trade away for a little safety. Today, we trade away our privacy with a click of accept, our heads down in our phones while an invisible system that never sleeps translates our lives into a cloud of digital DNA. These days, the question shouldn't be who is collecting my data, but who is not. If you like what you hear, please like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. Thank you. Jim D. Jones.